Hello guys, there have been some interesting news in the oil sector. To the left you can see the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman, and to the right is Vladimir Putin, president in Russia. Russia President Vladimir Putin struck a deal with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed to extend the OPEC Plus agreements at current production levels for the rest of this year, potentially into early 2020. Speaking at a Group of 20 summit in Japan, the Russian president said the extension of OPEC cuts, which expire at the end of June, could be for 6 or 9 months. These comments makes the outcome of next week's OPEC Plus gathering in Vienna in Austria all but a foregone conclusion, and further reinforce Putin's role as the ultimate policymaker within the group. Saudi Arabia and Russia ended years of animosity in 2016, joining forces to manage the global oil markets in an effort to group up prices. The current version of the deal by the so-called OPEC Plus coalition calls for production cuts of 1.2 million barrels a day. Here's some reverse swing. Oil has bounced back from their roots in May. We have agreed we will continue our agreements, Putin said in Japan. In any event, we will support the continuation of agreements both Russia and Saudi Arabia in the volume previously agreed. The announcement marks the first time a senior leader from the group has indicated the curbs could be ended in 2020. That reflects a somber outlook for oil supply and demand next year due to a combination of slowing global economic growth and rising United States shale output. Trade deal. The Russia-Saudi deal followed an agreement made earlier in Osaka between the United States and Chinese presidents to restore trade talks, and comments by Donald Trump that he wouldn't impose new duties on Beijing for now. The Saudi-Russia deal, and combined with a positive outcome for the United States-China trade talks at the G20 should allow oil prices to move higher, said the Amarita Sen, chief oil analyst of Consultant Energy Aspects Ltd in London. The alliance between the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries and its partners had a mixed track record of supporting oil prices, in part because some members have at time overproduced, since Russia and Saudi Arabia came together to manage the market in late 2016. Benchmark Brent crude has oscillated between $45 and $85 a barrel. On Friday, Brent futures for September closed at $64. The talks between Putin and Prince Mohammed show the commitment of the two countries to ensuring oil market stability, Russia's energy minister said in a statement. The discussions also demonstrate a high level of understanding between the two producers amid the current oil market uncertainties, it said. For Moscow, there's an extra incentive to extend the curbs by 9 months, and as Russia oil companies struggle to raise production over the winter, by extending the deal into 2020, Russia could be in a better position to pump more during the spring of next year. A long extension could also be an acknowledgement by Russia of the impact of the massive Druzhba pipeline outage on its production capacity. The country's oil output has fallen in recent weeks as a result of one-off flows through the link, parts of which were suspended 2 months ago amid the contaminated crude crisis. This year, the OPEC Plus alliance has cut production by more than the pledged 1.2 million barrels a day, as the United States sanctions on Iran and Venezuela slashed output from both countries. Saudi Arabia also unilaterally made deeper curbs, pumping 9.7 million barrels a day in May, compared with its OPEC Plus ceiling of 10.3 million. Here's some exceeding pledge. Saudi Arabia has cut production more than it promised. The white is the Saudi production, and the blue line is the OPEC Plus target. Saturday, a verbal agreement between Putin and Prince Mohammed highlights the importance of the G20 as a key policy-making forum for oil and OPEC watchers. Last year, Putin and the Crown Prince used the summit in Buenos Aires to give their political backing to extend the OPEC Plus deal into the first half of 2019. A few days later, with clear instructions from their leaders, The respective oil ministers met and agreed on the details of the cuts. The G20 in 2016 in China also proved a pivotal for the oil market, with Putin and the Crown Prince forging a rapprochement between the world's top two oil exporters. Since that meeting, the two nations have cooperated on output policy as de facto leaders of the OPEC plus coalition, which includes all the members of OPEC plus a handful of independent producers including Mexico, Azerbaijan and Kazakhstan. The strategic partnership with OPEC Plus has led to stabilization of oil markets while supporting global economic growth, Kirill Dmitriev, head of the Russian Direct Investment Fund, said on Saturday following the talks. As further proof of the importance of the G20 for the OPEC negotiations, Saudi Arabia and Russia recently lobbied fellow OPEC Plus nations to reschedule the Vienna meeting, shifting it by a few days so oil ministers would gather just after Putin sit down with the Crown Prince rather than before as originally planned. OPEC Plus will meet in the Austrian capital on July 1 to 2. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please like it and subscribe. See you!